Every trading YouTube video tells you the same thing. Never risk more than you can make. Always aim for 3-to-1 risk-reward or better. It sounds smart, it sounds professional, and it's probably the reason you keep blowing up your account. Because here's what nobody tells you. The advice that sounds the smartest often creates the most psychological damage. I'm going to show you why chasing high risk-reward ratios sets you up for brutal losing streaks that destroy your confidence, why professional trading firms quietly use something completely different, and the exact approach that keeps you psychologically stable while everyone else is spiraling. By the end, you'll understand why the traders who survive aren't the ones with the most impressive risk-reward ratios. Here's the math nobody wants to talk about. If you're aiming for 3-to-1 risk-reward trades, your win rate is probably around 35%. Sounds fine on paper, right? You only need to win 1 out of 4 trades to break even. Except here's what that actually means in reality. You're losing 65% of your trades. Almost 2 out of every 3 trades you take will lose. Think about what that feels like. Loss, 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 win. Loss, 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 win. That's not a rare bad week, that's normal operation. 8 losses in a row isn't some black swan event when you're only winning 35% of the time. It's a regular Tuesday, and your brain isn't built to handle that. Let me show you the difference. Trader 1 uses 3-to-1 risk-reward, wins 35%. Trader 2 uses 1-to-1 risk-reward, wins 55%. Both can be profitable mathematically, but Trader 1 is constantly in psychological hell. After 5 losses in a row, they're questioning everything. After 8 losses, they're on Reddit asking if trading is rigged. After 10 losses, they're ready to quit. Trader 2, with 55% win rate, they might hit 3 or 4 losses in a row occasionally. It's uncomfortable, but they win often enough that they never fall into that death spiral. They get a winner before their confidence completely collapses. This isn't about being tough. This is about basic human psychology. Here's what actually happens in your brain during long losing streaks. Researchers found that when traders experience 5 or more consecutive losses, they perform 23% worse on their next trades, not because their strategy changed, because their psychology is broken. Your brain releases stress hormones during losses. 1 loss is manageable. 2 losses, your stress goes up slightly. But 5, 8, 10 losses in a row, your brain thinks you're in actual danger. It stops thinking rationally and starts panicking. You begin making emotional decisions. You start seeing patterns that don't exist. You convince yourself the market changed or your system is broken. Meanwhile, the trader with 55% win rate, their brain stays relatively calm. They lose 2 trades, win 2 trades, lose 1, win 3. Their stress levels never spike into panic territory. They can think clearly. They can follow their rules. They can execute their strategy without their emotions hijacking every decision. There's also something called learned helplessness. If you experience negative outcomes you can't control over and over, your brain eventually stops believing you can control anything. This is why traders on long losing streaks either quit completely or start revenge trading. Their brain has learned that their actions don't matter, so why bother following rules? Let's talk about what these 2 approaches look like on your account balance. Trader with 1-to-1 risk-reward and 55% win rate. Their equity curve looks like a staircase, up a step, down a step, up 2 steps, down a step. It's not smooth, but the upward trend is clear. Setbacks are modest, progress is visible. Trader with 3-to-1 risk-reward and 35% win rate, their equity curve looks like a roller coaster, long, stomach-churning drops interrupted by occasional massive spikes. The overall trend might be up, but you need the discipline of a monk to stick with it. Most days, you're either way down from your peak, wondering if you lost your edge, or way up, but knowing a drawdown is probably coming. Researchers actually created something called the ulcer index, literally named after stress-induced ulcers. It measures the psychological pain of drawdowns over time. In studies comparing systems with identical expected value, the lower win rate systems produced ulcer index scores 2 to 3 times higher than higher win rate systems. This matters because trading isn't just about math, it's about whether you can execute the math.
and you can't execute if you're psychologically destroyed by the natural variance of your own system. The 3-to-1 trader might abandon their system right before it hits a big winning streak because they've been losing for weeks. They're down 15%, they decide it's broken and stop trading. Then the market trends and their system would have made their entire year, but they're not there to catch it. Before I show you what professional firms actually teach their traders, make sure to hit that subscribe button to support the channel. Here's what almost no one tells you. Professional trading firms don't obsess over risk-reward ratios the way retail traders do. Go look at what elite firms like SMB Capital or Jane Street actually teach. They emphasize win rate, consistency, and psychological management far more than risk-reward ratios. Jane Street is one of the most successful trading firms in the world. You know what their risk-reward ratio is on most trades? About 1-to-1. They're not trying to hit home runs. They're trying to make small, consistent profits on massive volume. They understand that execution quality and psychological stability matter more than impressive ratios. The 3-to-1 risk-reward obsession is almost exclusively a retail trader phenomenon. And you know why it persists? Because it sounds smart, because it's simple to teach, because it makes for good YouTube content. Just risk $100 to make $300. That's 3-to-1. You only need to be right 25% of the time. It's a compelling story. The problem is compelling stories and effective trading strategies are not the same thing. Professional traders think in terms of edge and execution, not fixed risk-reward ratios. They ask, what's the highest probability setup I can find? What's my edge in this specific condition? How can I manage this position to maximize expected value? Here's the truth. The best risk-reward ratio isn't the one with the highest expected value on paper. It's the one you can actually execute consistently, given your psychology. If you find yourself constantly tempted to overtrade, revenge trade, or abandon your system during normal drawdowns, you need a higher win rate approach. Trading isn't just about mathematical expected value. It's about psychological sustainability. It's about being able to execute your strategy day after day without being destroyed by variance. The trader who survives isn't the one with the most impressive risk-reward ratio. It's the one who can show up consistently without their brain falling apart. Stop chasing impressive-sounding ratios and start building systems you can actually trade. Test both approaches honestly. Find what works for your psychology, not what sounds good online. Because the best trading system isn't the one with the best hypothetical returns. It's the one you'll still be trading a year from now.